We're playing constructed Pioneer All-Stars such as Harrier Strix, Hypnotic Grifter, Prophet of Distortion, Witness Protection. You have 16 different 1-mana creatures that all draw cards, right? And then, if you think about it, effectively have 12 ways to discount. You have a lot of devotion on the battlefield because all of your cards are cheap and they all produce pips, so you can just channel that into Nykthos. Notably, Nykthos can also be activated either with Enigma Jewel or Omen Hawker, so you eventually get to a spot where you play Profts, and then after you've drawn 10 or so cards, you just go to combat and put 10 counters on your creature. Just a 9/9 Spectral Sailor. Nothing to see here. Move along, folks. How big? 2020? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we are still delving deep into the Outlaws of Thunder Junction Pioneer metagame, and I got a bit of a spicy one for you today. So this particular list, first of all, shout out to, I believe it was user Franticore on Magic Online, who got top 4 in one of the recent challenges over the weekend, and this deck is, it's a lot. You might not know what a lot of these cards do, so we'll go over those. But the basic concept here is you are utilizing sort of ways to cheat on mana, right? Omen Hawker is a 1-mana creature that adds 2 mana, but you can only spend those mana on activated abilities. The Enigma Jewel is a 1-mana artifact that adds 2 mana, but you can only spend it on activated abilities. I think you can probably figure where this is going. Training Grounds is, believe it or not, Pioneer legal. Today I learned. I think it was in like March of Machines Aftermath, I believe. I have the original version, but this is a card that says activated abilities of creatures you control cost 2 less to activate. So you see a pretty common theme here. Basically, all 12 of these cards allow you to effectively cheat on 2 mana for activated abilities. Now, what abilities are we activating, you might ask? Well, basically, every single one of these 16 creatures is basically effectively the same, right? So you have Harrier Strix, new card from OTJ. It's a 1-mana 1/1 flyer. Maybe you limited players would know this card. ETBs tap a permanent and then pay 3, draw a card, discard a card, which, if you have Omen Hawker or Training Grounds or Enigma Jewel, that ability only costs 1 mana. Hypnotic Grifter, 1-mana 1/2. You can pay 3 to have it connive, which, if you have one of the things, makes it cost 1 mana. You get the idea. And then Prophet of Distortion and Spectral Sailor are both 1-mana creatures that allow you to draw a card for 4 mana. So those don't necessarily get discounted to 1 if you just have one of these, but if you have 2 of them, say you have a Hawker and a Training Grounds, then you can just do this for 1 mana, which is kind of cool. Or 2, but you use the Omen Hawker, and then you get discounted by the Training Grounds. You get the idea. A lot of 1-mana creatures that draw a card. A lot of ways to make those abilities cost less. Now, you might ask yourself, what's the payoff? Because you just have a 1/1 flyer, and even if you have 4 or 5 mana, you draw 4 or 5 cards. Where does that lead you to? Well, for those of you who've been watching the channel over the past maybe month or so, you probably have an idea of where this is going. So Profts is, again, a card that I am I'm a huge fan of. I think this card's amazing in multiple formats, Pioneer, Modern, or not Modern, Pioneer Standard. Oh, not Modern, not yet, in Modern at least. But if you can activate those creatures that draw a card a couple of times, 4 or 5 times, and then pair that with Profts, you now can put 4 or 5 counters on your 1/1 flyer, and all of a sudden, your 1-mana creature is now a huge threat. It's a 6/6 flyer or something like that. So that's kind of the idea there. I have 2 copies of Duelist of the Mind, it's not necessarily the same thing as Profts, but it's another way to pay you off for drawing a bunch of cards, which the original list didn't have, but I think it does make sense to play a couple of Duelists here. And then, because we are playing effectively mono blue, we need some sort of removal spell. Now, Witness Protection, not the best removal spell. It's just, 1 mana, make a creature lose all abilities and make it a 1/1. But the reason we're playing Witness Protection over, say, maybe like Get Lost in the main, because you'll notice we have white sources in the mana base, is because we are a Nykthos deck. All of those cards that I talked about, all of the creatures and all of the things that allow you to cheat on mana, they're all 1 mana blue permanent. So if you have 4 or 5 of those in play, Nykthos is plus 2 or 3 mana, and that allows you to draw even more cards that turn, dig you deeper to try and find that Proft's memory, and just kind of one-shot kill them from there. There's even turns where you can, say if you have a Nykthos in play, you play a couple of things, activate Nykthos for a couple of mana, and then in your draw chains, if you say draw 4 or 5 cards, you can find a second Nykthos to kind of act as this sort of ritual of sorts. And the other important thing about Nykthos is Enigma Jewel and Omen Hawker can both activate Nykthos. So there's also some really explosive starts where you go, say, turn 1 Enigma Jewel, right? Turn 2, you play another 1 mana blue thing, and then you deploy a Nykthos. The Enigma Jewel can activate the Nykthos, which gives you 2 blue mana, and you can just play 2 more things, which then gives you more mana the next turn for Nykthos. So it really does have some explosive starts and can really get out of hand pretty quickly. The other thing worth noting is Hall of Storm Giants is an activated ability, which means that, and you might see in the games, Enigma Jewel Omen Hawker can discount the Hall of Storm Giants. Now, Training Grounds can't because this only affects creatures, and the Hall of Storm Giants, until you animate it, is not a creature. But you still can get some just discounted Hall of Storm Giants with Jewel and Omen Hawker, which is kind of cool. The white splash, you'll notice there's no white cards in the mana base, but we found some room for them in the sideboard. Rest in Peace for Phoenix and Portable Hole for the aggressive decks. There's been a lot of mono red online, so if you're playing some Magic online, be prepared for the red deck. And then along with some Mystical Disputes, Assimilation Aegis. One thing that I noticed when playing some games with this deck is the deck has a bit of what we like to call a Shieldred problem, where your entire deck is cards that say draw a card. And it turns out that Shieldred is pretty good against decks that draw cards. Who would have thought? And then the other cool thing here is Stonebrain, which again has an activated ability, which means that you can just like turn 2 Stonebrain people. There was a draw where I just went turn 1 Enigma Jewel, play my second land, use my 2 lands to play the Stonebrain, and then activate the Stonebrain with this. So really have some cool stuff with Stonebrain. But that is pretty much it for the main deck. I'm very excited to showcase this to you guys, and I can't wait for you to see it. So let's not wait any longer. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. We're doing some Pioneer brewing. We've been playing a lot of Pioneer over the... basically all I've been playing since OTJ came out. And we do currently have 4 trophies. We are the trophy leader, for whatever that's worth. But I've gotten trophies with a lot of different decks in this format so far. And I gotta say, this has been one of my favorite sets. Probably my single favorite set in a long time. Lurrus is not legal in Pioneer. It almost feels like they preemptively banned Lurrus, even though at the time it wasn't necessarily a problem in Pioneer. They just wanted to make sure that they got it out of the way before anything crazy happened. So I think it could be legal today and it would be fine, personally speaking. Okay, that's kind of a cool draw because now we can go here, make blue. We can go Strix, activate. I'll tap my Training Grounds. I'll keep the backup Nykthos. You want to play against Lurrus Amalia? I think it would be okay. But no, I don't really want to play against Lurrus Amalia. I guess when you put it that way, the answer is no. Alright, Double Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, kind of a rough start. We need to find another creature that draws here. That is not a creature that draws. Really hard to beat Double Thoughtseize, Fatal Push. Well, if they have Double Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, and Soaring Ripper, then, what do you want from me? I'm only human, okay? I'm only human. Good beats. We like to call that good beats, folks. Good quality beats. Is there a Zerta version of this deck? I don't think you can, because this deck relies on Profts too much. I don't think it's really possible to play something like Zerta. Because Profts and Training Grounds are kind of the backbone of the deck. You can't really afford to lose either of those cards. They're just too good. Yeah, Training Grounds too. You can't do it. How does it beat Seize Push Threat? Well, I would like to clarify. It wasn't just Seize Push Threat. It was Seize, Push Seize, and the best threat in the format. I'm not going to lie to you. There's no deck in the format that's beating that draw. Even if you have, like, the Stone Cold Nut Phoenix draw, you're probably not beating Thoughtseize into Push Thoughtseize into Soaring Ripper. There are modern decks that can't beat that draw. If you're asking yourself, can I beat that draw? You should not be asking yourself that question, because the answer is nobody is. Okay, there's the Seize. Kind of assume they're going to take my... Well, they could take Witness Protection if they have a Ripper. Okay, that makes sense. So, good chance they have Ripper next turn. Kind of wanted to find a Training Grounds. I'd prefer to not, like, just activate Grifter. I'm just going to get more stuff into play. Hit for 3, and step the Sailor, and then hopefully draw Nykthos or Training Grounds next turn. Preferably Nykthos, I think. Although, I kind of want both. You have any thoughts on is it in Soul this format? I'm leaning towards that right now. It's good. It's good. I've been playing against it a lot. I'm not sure if it got any specific upgrades from the new set, but it is a very good deck. Well, what if I had my own Vein Ripper? That was a really good draw. Okay, which creature am I sacrificing? I think the Prophet. Yeah, I'm gonna sack the Prophet. So we go here. Yes. That dies. Because I guess I have colorless for the Hawker. Maybe I should have kept the Prophet. And then I want to make the Sailor into... Yeah, because I want to make it harder for them to kill the Sailor. Although I guess the issue with this is now I don't have a Sailor. So, I don't know. Maybe I should have put on the Grifter. It's kind of close. Oh, well, nice Vein Ripper. Thanks for the Vein Ripper. All right, next game. Maybe we should play more Aegises, huh? That card's good. Really good against Vein Ripper. That's on Gruul Vehicles. Unfortunately, Gruul Vehicles just has too many problems. Like, the Amalia matchup and the Soaring matchup are really, really difficult for Gruul. And those are two of the most played decks, so I think Gruul Vehicles is probably... We can put that one to rest. We can have an official funeral for Gruul Vehicles. I know. Look, as somebody who's played as much Gruul Vehicles as I have, I am as sad as you are, okay? I want Vehicles to be good. Yeah, let's get some 07s in chat for Gruul. Gruul Vehicles. 07s all around. Play this because I have two of them. Please play Ass Crack deck. I'm not sure that you're allowed to say that. I don't think you're allowed to say those words. Combat 1-2 versus 1-1. I'll have you know. Triska Decaphile. I don't know what that card does, and I don't intend to read it. 2-mana 1-3. Beginning of your upkeep. If you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game. Oh, you have no maximum hand size? Too cute. You don't need to. Like, the thing is, if you have 13 cards in your hand, that means that you have a million stuff in play, and you could just play a Profts to kill them anyways. So, really? I'm okay with that. Would love to draw a Duelist here. Only have two of them. I guess Profts would be nice, too. I would take a Profts. Okay, let's play this. Attack for 2, end step the Sailor. We can't play the Prophet because they have Sphere. To maybe upgrade to Prophet. Yeah, Prophet has felt like the worst card. The big issue with Prophet is you end up making a lot of colored mana with... You end up making a lot of blue mana with Nykthos, but this requires specifically colorless mana. So, like, even if you have a turn where you have, double Nykthos activation and make a ton of mana, you can't really activate Prophet the same number of times that you can activate your other cards. So I think Prophet has been kind of mid, but it's just like there isn't enough cards that say, that have an activated ability that draws a card, so you kind of just have to play it. Let us... I don't know if I want to connive or draw. I kind of want to connive because it allows me to find Profts. Because, like, if I just pay 4 mana draw and I find Profts, my land enters the battlefield tapped, so... I think I'm just going to do this now to try and find Profts. Okay, that's not horrendous either. So now we can go to combat. Hit with these two. A 2-1 for 2 that has 3 blue, draw 3. No, it's draw 2. I saw that card. I was looking at, I did a Scryfall search of basically every single card that was legal in Pioneer that was blue and had an activated ability that drew a card. And there's no other ones for 1 mana besides the ones that we're playing. You could get into 2 drops, but then that it gets, then your curve is a little bit higher, and maybe that's not where you want to be. But it could be okay. It's true. But, I guess there is definitely some upside in adding Triskaidekaphobia, or whatever it's called, just because, you get the good screenshot equity with it. What does Damping Sphere do against us? It stops Nykthos. I don't think it's unreasonable for them to bring in, but I don't think that I would have brought it in if I were them. Untap land is nice, because now we can just do this. And this guarantees kill Soaring. Oh man, what if I just attacked them? Is that crazy? Hit them for 9, they go to 5? Kind of sucks because they can just go Animate, Mutavault, Lifelink the Mutavault, hit for 3. I think I have to kill Soaring. It sucks giving up 7 damage, but I think I gotta kill Soaring there. I'm doing my best to prove to you that Enigma Jewel is just Soul Ring. Killing Soaring also, well, I was gonna say, it means that if they draw Vein Ripper, it's not as good, but they have 5 mana anyways, so if they have a land in hand, they can just cast Vein Ripper. Pretty amazed at this deck with absolutely 0 interaction. Well, there's not 0 interaction. It has 4 Witness Protection in the main deck. So there is 4 removal spells. Maybe not the removal spell that you would expect, but... So I can't really afford to trade Hall for Preacher. So I think I'm just going to draw a card now. Try and find Profts. Kind of awkward that I can't play both. Oh, no, I can't. I can play the Sailor on their turn. Do I hold the Coast? No, I don't think I could hold the Coast to loot, I guess, but... Unban Walking Ballista, ban Heliod. That is take. Here's my take. Unban Walking Ballista. Period. I don't even think Ballista Heliod would be that good in this format. Like, is Ballista Heliod a better combo deck than Amalia? I don't think so. And there's no Karn for Ballista. Like, what exactly is Walking Ballista doing in this format? It's just giving Scales players, like... It's just giving us Scales players hope. You know, is it doing anything else besides that? I guess you could put the Heliod combo into your Amalia deck. That'd be cool. But sure. But like, how bad is that? You know, that was a good draw. Like, is that bad? I'll draw a card. 2 mana, draw a card. 2 mana, draw a card. They have a lot of power in play is the issue. So how much does this cost? 3 mana? So is it better to play a 3-mana Omen Hawker and draw 1 card, or is it better to just draw 2 cards? It's probably better to just get more stuff into play. Although my Nykthoses are turned off anyways. Guess I could draw first. Okay, well, now that we have that, I can actually get a little bit more aggressive here. I'm sure it's super relevant, though. They go to 8. And they have 2, 4, 6, 7. It's a little sketchy. We're going to have to start chump blocking at some point. Well, remember Icy Wolf. Nykthos does nothing here because they have Damping Sphere. So Nykthos is not even a good draw here. Damping Sphere, like, weirdly good. I think the taxing of the spells is not relevant against me, but it is very relevant that it shuts off Nykthos. Are we going to go to 1? They don't have enough mana to do everything, right? They can't activate all 3 lands. They need, you know, a lot more mana. They need 9 mana. They have 6. So even the best they can do is if they draw a land, they can go 3, 5, 7, 8. Put me to 3. And then I have 5 power, which means I can kill them if I draw Profts, I think. Well, 4 power in the air plus Prof should be enough. Maybe I should have played the Hawker last turn, actually, instead of the Strix. Yeah, because that could have given me more mana next turn to be able to activate these in case I do find the Profts. But I think if we just draw Profts for turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, that would be exactly enough. No, I'm actually 1 short at that point. You can loot for 1. Yeah, that's a good point. I could loot for 1, I guess. So that gets me a little deeper to Profts. Oh, true. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, so this would just kill them if I draw Profts. I got 4 of them. Any Profts? Any? No, not that Prof. The other Prof. Please. The other Prof. Wrong Prof. Wrong Prof. It's kind of like Prof. Tapper could be somewhat relevant. Is it relevant? I don't know. Might not be. Prof's me. That's interesting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I can cast the Aegis and then use the Jewel to equip. I could remove 2 blockers, right? Aegis 1 token, Hawker the other, or Harrier Strix the other token. Could also just go Aegis, kill Preacher, equip, make a Preacher, attack, make a Vamp, and give me another blocker. Like, I can definitely survive. So why don't we discard this? So I need to leave up 5 mana, right? But I have 1 here. So I need to leave up... I can activate, what, 2 more times, I think? Maybe 1 more time? Because I really just want to try and find Profs. Yeah, let's activate 1 more Wait, hold on. Can I activate Hall? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can use all of my mana with the Shockland to activate Hall, but then I can't remove both blockers if I Hall. So that doesn't quite work. Yeah. Okay, let's activate this one more time. Let's use this. Proft does just kill them. Oh, okay. Well, that's easy. That makes things a lot easier, huh? That sure does make things a lot easier. Oh, man. So... activate here. Activate here. Play this. Activate this for 1. Gets here. Combat. I will put, just make a 9/9 Spectral Sailor. No big deal. Just a 9/9 Spectral Sailor. Nothing to see here. Move along, folks. Absolutely nothing to see here. This deck is gas. Nice Damping Sphere. This hand is a bit suspicious. On the draw, just saying. I would like to point out that I am officially on the draw. Just throwing that out there. I know we haven't been listening to the normal playlist. I'm changing up the vibes a little bit, but I'm still down for a Wage War song request here and there. I want to go see these guys again. Reminds me of a purer time in Pioneer's history. Yeah, when people were casting Karn the Great Creator. How is that a purer time? Are you implying that you enjoyed the Mono Green Devotion format? The vibes have definitely changed. That is unfortunately not a land. This is not great. I guess we just have to put more mana in play. I don't think I even want to offer the trade. Perhaps I could have went to 5 here. I don't know, my 6 is pretty good on the draw. Alright, Ojago in the queue. Kia ora. Green format was just simple. Oh, sure. It was definitely a simpler time. I do agree with that. Remember when they printed Elf into Standard and Chainwhirler just nullified it? Yeah, that was not a great time for Llanowar Elf enjoyers. So I think we Grifter here. We go Grifter, activate. Try and find Nykthos, I guess. Unironically. Wait, no, it doesn't remove the Devotion, right? How does this work? It still is Devotion, correct? I think. Yeah, it still is Devotion. Well, that sucks. I can only play a 1-mana card this turn. I still could Witness Protection one of their elves, but I think I want to get more mana in play. So let's discard Sailor. I'm probably just like... I probably do not even close to have enough time here. I think if I hit my land drop last turn, I would have been okay, but I think we're too far behind now. Witness for Cav. Yeah, we need to be able to remove their reach blocker. That's a good point. Vivian. It's kind of rude. I wonder if their last card's Nykthos. Okay, they're plussing on the elf. I mean, we almost certainly can't win if their last card's Nykthos, right? All right, Weedaru has a song request. Q, what do we draw? We drew a Prophet of Distortion. Okay, so how do we get out of this? We have to go activate Grifter, leaving the blue. We need to find Nykthos. It's not Nykthos. We can still find Nykthos off this. Not quite. I think... I do have a 4/5 blocker, which is not the worst. I think the only shot I have at killing them next turn is play Duelist now, and then hope to rip Nykthos. Have this 4/5 back to block. Because then if we rip Nykthos, we can maybe get into a spot where we draw enough cards to just, like, kind of double up with Duelist, but it's not likely. What do you think of Mirror Shell Crab Counterspell on this? You can activate Mirror Shell Crab for... Yeah, I guess you can use this for Mirror Shell Crab. Is that a better sideboard card than Dispute, maybe? Grounds into Nykthos is probably the way we get out of this. Because Grounds lets you activate Grifter for 1. Yeah, like top deck Grounds, play Grounds, then we can activate Grifter 6 times, and then find Nykthos, activate Grifter 6 more times, and that's 12. That should be enough to kill with Duelist. So yeah, it has to be like Grounds into Nykthos. Tyrannax Rex. That's big. So big. So big. How big? This big. Wait, do I now have to chump block with Grifter? That's bad. 12. Yeah, they just go counter here, force me to chump block with Grifter. Oh, no, they can't counter because of the Vivian's dead. Okay. So I can just take... Oh. Wait, no, I just do this, right? Take 11? Oh. Well, I'm at 11. I probably shouldn't take 11, huh? So we have to chump block with Duelist? Right? Yeah, we have to chump block with Duelist, I think. Probably advised to not take 11. Yeah. Alright. Cool. So we take 8, go to 3. I mean, it is possible if we draw Trading Grounds that Grifter plus Profs is still enough, because they don't currently have a blocker. But have they used Kiora yet? I don't think they have. So they can make a blocker with this. Okay. They didn't. I don't know if they already used Kiora, but... I have to give myself the most amount of shots at drawing Grounds first. I think we start here. Trading Grounds. Grounds me. Not quite. I feel like it's not enough anymore, but we can try. Play Profs or draw. I wanted to see if I could find the Nykthos first. Now I'm just dead on board, right? I guess I'm not technically dead on board, right? Oh, it has word 4. Alright, well, never mind. I am dead on board. I didn't know this thing had ward 4. I've never played against this card before. Okay, I assume Aegis is good. Aegis is good. I could bring in Stonebrain. Maybe Hole for Elves. Could you pay ward with Hawker? Hawker says... Activate abilities. No, paying ward is not an activated ability. Was saving mana to fire up Hall to block with bad. I mean, the Hall still doesn't check the Rex, though. The Rex is an 8/8. Okay, what do we cut against them? I've been cheering on Prophet a lot, because Prophet is, I think, the worst of the 1-mana cards. Duelist might be a little too slow in this matchup. That sounds crazy, but we have a bunch of 1-mana flyers. And I'm going to cut one more Prophet and just play the 3 portable holes. I'm not going to bring in Stonebrain. Yeah, one of the elves is a 3/3, so even if I leave back 1 blocker to check the Rex, I still take 4 damage from the other 2 creatures. This hand is insane. Very, very good hand. Well, I guess we're missing the thing that draws a card, but we can even just, like, turn 3 activate Hall if we want to with this hand, which is kind of cool. Yeah, if Bankbuster was still in Standard, that would go crazy. Turn 1 Soul Ring, by the way. Yeah, if we draw a Looter, this hand's absurd. I mean, not actually the worst. There's no reason to play the Nykthos this turn, right? Just get the other untap lane into play. More stuff I don't need. But I mean, I guess we can just activate Hall, right? Is that bad? Doesn't sound that bad. Four blue. 6. You know, turn 3, just activate my Hall. It's okay. It's not the worst. When's the last time you saw a Hall of Storm Giants activated on turn 3? There's a reason I added the 3rd Hall to this deck. Hall is, like, unironically crazy in this deck. It's so good. If I had white mana, that'd be good. Can I activate both Halls? So I have 4 Devotion. Jewel, make 4. Play Nykthos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jewel, make 4. Nykthos. 4 minus 2 plus 4 is 6, 10. So I'm 2 mana short, right? So in that case, I think we just go Witness Protection this. Well, if I play the enchantment, I have to tap one of my Halls. There's no way to do it without tapping a Hall. I can't cast the enchantment with these. Yeah, so we go 5 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to save the Nykthos for next turn. I will offer this trade, though. I'll happily take that trade. I don't think they can take it. Next turn, we could double activate Halls, though. Just taking it? I mean, I guess they can't trade, right? Especially if they have Nykthos. They don't even have Nykthos. It's the purpose of Aegis in this deck. Just removal for Shield Red. Because your deck is situated the way that it is, it's a little sketchy against Shield Red. Because, you know, you're playing a bunch of cards that just say, like, draw a million cards, you know? So it ends up being a little awkward against Shield Red. That's part of the reason why we're sideboarding the Aegis. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It turns out we were just playing Hall of Storm Giants Turbo the whole time. Hall of Storm Giants Turbo. All right, game 3. That was what, turn 5? We double activated Hall. That was sick. Maybe we should just play 4 Halls. It is really good in this deck. Who needs looters? Yeah, I don't need looters. Now this hand, on the other hand, does not have any mana acceleration. I mean, it has Nykthos, I guess. What's the upside of this hand? We can go turn 1 protection their elf, turn 2 second protection plus Grifter, and then we have, what, 4 devotion with Nykthos? It's close, but we're missing Training Grounds, Jewel, and Hawker. We're missing the acceleration part of the deck. This one is really close. They kept 7. I mean, Witness Protection is still pretty good against Land War Elf. I'm talking myself into keeping it, although I think it's... I don't know if it's correct. I'm going to try keeping it. We'll see what happens. I could certainly see this being a mulligan, though. It's very, very close. Okay, I'm pretty happy that they have this. The Blue Swords to Plowshares. Dr. Snackbar, thank you for the 11-month resub. Welcome back, Snackbar. Hope you're doing well today. Another elf. I got that covered. I got that covered. All right, give me an Enigma Jewel off the top. Okay, protect. I think we Grifter this turn. Can I get a witness? We have located the witness. See, that's the thing, right? You give them a bunch of 1/1s, and then you play 1/2s to block their 1/1s. It's just good deck building. That's good. That's really good. But I have 3 devotions, so I can't quite do much this turn. I am going to play Nykthos. I think I just, instead of conniving this turn, I think I just play out my hand, and then we can go crazy next turn. Yeah, I'm just going to play out my hand. I do have to main phase the Sailor, but that's not a huge deal. I just want to get more stuff into play for Nykthos next turn. Yeah. Waste triple 1-drop? No, see, you want to deploy the first Nykthos, because if you draw a second Nykthos, your next turn is so much better. So ideally, you would rather have the first one in play already. Now, it is a little bit sketchy if they have Beseiju, but I want to give myself the opportunity to double Nykthos, and that gives me a much more explosive next turn. But it is a little sketchy if they have Beseiju. I'm willing to take that risk, though. That's their turn? Alright, I'll take 8. I'm cool with that. That's your turn? Okay, so we go, how much? 6. I'll connive once. We'll do a little 1-mana connive. I pay 1 blue to connive. I'll pay 1 blue to connive again. Not sure that I'm utilizing the second hall that well this game, but I also don't know that I need another untap land here. So let's get rid of the wastes. I really want to find a second training ground so I can just start drawing cards with Sailor. I could just do that anyways, I guess. Okay, that turns off the troll. So discard the extra Grifter. Island. We can connive 1 more time and still protect. Okay, that's nice. So let's go discard hall, protect this. Attack for 1. And then next turn, we can go float mana, grounds, then kind of go off with Sailor. 2, 3. We have 7 devotion. Could want wipe for 3-drop draw. Yeah, I guess if we just drew the 3-drop, maybe that would have been a better idea. What an insane turn. Well, next turn's going to be even crazier. We do, I think, have to chump block the lair at some point. I don't know if we have to chump block it this turn. Also, worth noting, they should be attacking with these, because if I kill them in combat, I lose devotion, so... I could take 5 this turn. They should 100% be attacking with these. So now I have to choose if I want to... I have 2 options. I can start by making mana with Nykthos, then go Training Ground Sailor, or can also bounce the Otawara. Yeah, I guess I can bounce the lair... Well, no, because I'd have to just pass. Yeah, I guess that's true. They also lose devotion, so maybe it's worse for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... So make 7 blue. I'm just gonna do it this way. I'm gonna go make 7 blue here, and then just Sailor a bunch. Because I could just make a bunch of blockers for this layer. I think that's fine. Yeah, we can just make chump blockers. Can also maybe find white mana for this. That's nice. I'll cast that. A second Nykthos would be sick here. Draw. No white mana for that. We go play Strix. it doesn't matter which one I tap. I think I'm just going to play the Otawara just to draw another card off Sailor, and then I can attack with a Giant Sailor this turn. I can almost certainly kill them next turn. And I have 3 blockers. I mean, 3 blockers should be good enough, right? Yeah, I would assume that 3 blockers is good enough. I think we should have drawn with Sailor twice more to try and hit Nykthos to keep going before we Proft. Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, no, because if I Sailor twice more before Profting... Oh, you're saying if I don't draw the Nykthos, then just use the last 2 mana to play Profs? Maybe. Lair does not trample now. So they're playing Cav. They kind of bricked on Cav. And we have the Aegis to kill the Cav, so should be okay. Now, Lair does not trample. Now, this is from the top 4 of one of the challenges over the weekend, Rosie. I made a couple of small changes, but nothing too crazy. Okay, 4/4 Lair. So now they probably just send everything, right? But we can go to 1. So we can just chump block the Lair with Profit and go to 1. And this keeps the most amount of devotion in play. That doesn't matter. How much devotion is this? 9? So we can just keep drawing and see if we can find a second Nykthos, right? They may die here? What do you mean? They have Secret Reach. I have a removal spell in my hand. What's up, Rix? You only need to tap one other land to activate Nykthos. That is not how that works. This only affects creatures. Do people think that Trading Grounds affects lands? Already lethal. I mean, I could just draw a bunch of cards with Sailor, right? And just see how far we can go. 5. I need to leave 2 mana floating. Okay. That'll certainly do it. No, not white mana. Please not white mana. Sailor again. Sailor again. I don't know how many cards I've drawn this turn, but I'm going to assume it's enough. I would like to kill your Cavalier of Thorns, please. Kill your reach blocker. Draw with Sailor. Draw with Sailor. Draw a few more just to be safe. How big? 2020? Just a 2020 Spectral Sailor doing God's work, you know? This deck is so nice. Is Sunken Citadel a consideration? Sunken Citadel only works with Nykthos, right? So it's probably not good enough. Yeah, it's a Merit Lage. I'm just playing Merit Lage and Pioneer. The Manlands too? Yeah, I guess it's good with Hall, but you kind of don't want a lot of tap lands in this deck is the issue. This looks like a Witness to me. Certainly looks like a Witness to me. I will protect Taylor Swift. Is that the YouTube title? Pioneer Dark Depths Pog. You don't believe the number of Pioneer players has cooked up this time. Or you won't believe what the number 1 Pioneer player has cooked up this time. Pog. You can't forget about the Pog, you know. Is Taylor Swift a legitimate business person? I guess she is. All right, whatever you do, do not kill my Prophet, please. I would appreciate that. I'm going to block. Am I going to block? I could have Monstrous Rage if I block. I guess I probably won't block. Yeah, I don't want to get raged. Where the gold cap is today. They only lasted for 24 hours. For folks who weren't here yesterday, we hit I think it was like a level 7 hype train, and apparently Twitch does this thing where they give you the ability to have random hype trains that have access to a golden kappa. So everybody that participated in the hype train yesterday had access to a golden kappa for 24 hours. I think mine's gone too, right? Oh, I still got mine. Kappa test. Chat just spamming Kappa. Yeah, the old post-combat Swifty, huh? Guess they misclicked. Good news for them is my hand kind of blows. Can I get a witness? Yeah, where's the Golden Dwaynes? Golden Jewel? Honestly, that might even already be a 7TV emote. Let me check. I'm doing some investigating. Hold on, please. I'm doing some important investigative work. Chat, spam it, please and thank you. Please and thank you. Can we get a spam of Golden Joel? Monstrous Rage. It's 8 damage, huh? 8's a lot. He lied to us? What do you mean? Oh, you can't see it in the chat, but you can see it in the... You can't see it on stream, but you can see it in the regular chat. I'm at 5? God damn. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. I think we're probably dead this game. Alright, you win. This matchup seems really difficult. My hand also was really slow. Hold me, please. Duelist seems extremely slow against them, and I'll cut one of the Profits. Profit's usually the first card out. Also, I'm going to show you proof that Golden Joel is real. It's not a figment of your imagination. It is right there. Alright, play first. I'll play first.
Bruh.
Nope. Nope. This one's better. This one I can work with. That's piss, not gold. I mean, it looks pretty golden to me. Being honest, it looks pretty golden to me. This hand's good. It's nice that we have Jewel on one, because they can't shock the Jewel, where they can shock this guy. So we get to dump our hand on two. You're like a turn too late. I am still just going to dump my hand, I think. Maybe this was worse than just playing... Was this worse than just playing the Hall this turn? I could have went Hall, Training Grounds, Hawker, and then Nykthos next turn. Yeah, that would have been a little bit better, right? Yeah. Yeah, because then I'm also not exposing... So 2 things about that line. 1, I'm not exposing the Sailor to removal when I'm tapped out. And 2, I have the option to activate Hall next turn. Yeah, that would have been a lot better. Yeah, see. So now I can't Sailor and I can't Hall next turn. So that was like worst case scenario, probably. But we can just Hall next turn, so it's not the end of the world. Right, yeah, the Hall came into play tap that turn. That was the awkward part about it. It's a little sketchy. Not sure I can race that, because their hand's all spells. Do I have enough mana to do everything? Shouldn't I have saved the Sailor? Well, I had to... If I wanted to play the Sailor, I needed to play it main phase, but I could have not played it. I just waited till next turn, yes. 4 Devotion, so I use these 2 to cast this. No. So I can't Profs and Hall. Wait, hold on. What if I do this first? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Still can't do it, right? Is it better to just not Hall this turn? This is tough. If I Hall, I can put them to 11. Might just be better to Profs and hope to rip a Looter. If Profs hits a land, can I? No, because I have to use the Nykthos first, right? So I do it this way. Profs, 1 mana floating. Say it's like an island or whatever. 1 mana floating. Play island that's 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm still 1 mana short if I draw land. Because there's no way for me to Profs first without tapping the Nykthos. Or tapping the Hall. Because I can Profs off these 2 and leave the Nykthos untapped, but then I can't slam with the Hall if I do that. I think what I'm going to do is just cast the Profs and hope to rip a Looter. Never didn't have it. Oh, that's insane. Jesus Christ. Check him, PC. Lit up the Looter. That was a good turn. Still dies to volley, but that was a really good turn. Good thing I didn't go for the Hall, huh? I'm just gonna take this, I think. I could block the Slickshot, but it gives me less devotion, and it's worse if they have, like, Wizard's Lightning or Lightning Strike. So it looks like they're casting Rage. Yes. Sorcery, Speed, Swords to Plowshares. That's exactly what it is. 6 damage. Question is, can I kill them next turn? I probably have to find second Training Grounds to do so. Yes, Show Off has been phenomenal in this format. It's probably it is the single best card from the set for Pioneer. It might even be the single best card from the set for Modern, too. The card is just absurd. It enables so many different things. Okay, that doesn't help. We Sailor first. Yeah, we need to find a Training Grounds. Can activate Nykthos with this. Do a little bit of cooking here. How much is this currently? I've drawn 1 extra card. So if I just go 4, use the Hawker, animate the Hall, that's 7, 11, 12. So it's not lethal, which means I guess we just draw. Try and find Nykthos, maybe? It's a blocker. Yeah, I'm kind of down to just deploy blockers here. Make 1 big Sailor, hit for 9, and then just have 4 blockers, which I think should be good enough. They do have a 3/3 trample, but I can just block everything else. I could even just triple block the trampler. I don't need these creatures in play. Would Ominous Seas be an alt win con? What is Ominous Seas? Card. Ominous Seas. 2 mana enchantment. Whenever you draw a card, put a 4 shadow counter. Rebate counter to make an 8/8. It's just worse than Profs. I'm just going to soak up 2 damage here. Go to 8. Should be pretty safe. Because I can replace the Devotion with Sailor. Alright, they have conceded from the game. We are going to game 3 on the... I have located a new emote that you guys can spam when I go to the restroom. Alright? On the draw against Mono Red, huh? It's pretty good, right? Well, you don't like it? Let me refresh, see if I can fresh stream. I don't know if it'll show on stream now, but for the people who can't see it on the YouTube, if you're watching it, this is the emote. It's pretty good. I like it. On the draw against Mono Red, huh? Yeah, no. Okay. It's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Soul Garbage. That helps. So, question is, do I give them a turn with Soulscar? I think I really want to get this Jewel into play. No, we can wait a turn. We can get the Jewel into play next turn. We can go Soulscar this turn. If they play a second creature, we can go Witness Protection plus Jewel next turn. Okay. Pretty happy that I went with the Witness. Saved a damage. 3 cards in hand. Still don't feel great about this game. So now we go Jewel plus Witness. It's a good turn, but... In the queue. What's up, Waterfalls? Dude, I saw that Waterfalls won the Legacy Challenge this weekend. The Affinity deck with these weird Warhammer cards. I was like, I did not know any of those cards. The hell are those cards? Kind of scary. Considering I only have 1 basic land in my deck. It's also a 4/4 Menace. That's not great. So I guess we go Training Grounds, Grifter. Do this main phase so they can't shock in response. And I think we have to discard spells here. Okay, well, that's kind of perfect. Kind of as good as it gets. And I have a 3/4. Question is that good enough? I mean, if we get to untap, I feel okay, but not sure we're going to get to untap. But they have Volley Purchase dead. So I block one of the... Oh, man. Oh, okay, well. Okay, well, their draw was just insane. Good beats. Good beats. Not a lot I can do about that one. Tough. Tough. I mean, the matchup does seem pretty bad, and we were on the draw against, quite possibly their best start, so it's going to be a little sketch no matter what. On the draw again. Again, a big fan, so they're playing Mono Red. Oh, they're playing Yorion. Never mind. Could be Yorion Mono Red. If this second Jewel was basically anything else I would keep, but it's kind of like a mulligan to 5, sort of, with second Jewel, second Nykthos. I'm going to ship it. Yeah, this is much better. What do I put back? Second Omen Hawker? And then we can go turn 1 Jewel, turn 2 Omen Hawker, Nykthos, Duelist? Yeah. Keeping both Duelist and Proft is a little sketchy, but... Ketria Triome, Enigma Jewel, Sanctum Prelate, and Pioneer. No. It wouldn't even be that good against Mono Red. It's a 3-drop, right? And the awkward part about Sanctum Prelate is they play stuff like Witchstalker Frenzy, which kills it for 1 mana but is a 4-mana card. And sometimes they play like Lightning Strike. Sometimes they play... What's the other one? Lightning Strike, Wizard's Lightning, Bone Crusher Giant, Oh, you meant against us. Yeah, it would be pretty good against us. Pretty good against us. Yep, Omen. Yep, Hawk. Yeah, I'm going to play the Duelist this turn. I just want to get this into play, and then we can... Maybe if we draw exactly Training Grounds, we might be able to threaten lethal, although, it's probably not going to be enough. Because we'd have to go Grifter. Grifter, activate for 4... Grounds 3 floating, activate, draw second Nykthos. Yeah, we probably can't kill them. We can get close, but... kind of rude. They have Binding too? Kind of feels like they have binding too. If they're tanking this long. I mean, they probably should just binding the Jewel, right? I think. It's like the Jewel is so good with Nykthos. Yeah, okay. Kind of the same thing. So now we go Grifter, Grifter, play Profs, and pass. Could do some stuff next turn. One counter there. Training Grounds would go absolutely berserk here, though. Grounds would be so sick. Please don't have Second Fable. Asking nicely. Okay, no Second Fable. So this is free. And then, yeah, play this, then we can go activate Nykthos for 5, connive once, 2 floating. And that lets us find second Nykthos. I'm going to connive with the other one to spread the power around. Then we go connive again. Well, it's unfortunate. So I'm going to save the land in hand because I want to connive next turn. Hit for 5. Probably not good enough. We needed to find Training Grounds because they're just going to cast Bring to Light for a sweeper this turn. Maybe I could have held the Prophet of Distortion if I expected to cast Bring to Light. It's kind of close. Not sure if holding it's good enough, though. I cast Bring to Light. And with this powerful card, I get to search my library for any individual card and cast it for free. Yeah. Mystical Dispute. Stone Brain. Probably. I'm going to cut at least 2 of these. Don't think I need any of these. And I'll cut 1 Duelist, I think. No, let's just play 3 Stone Brain. I don't really want the second Stone Brain. The first one's good enough. They ban Yorion. Will Niv still play 80 so they can play more random cards? I mean, unironically, like, the Niv deck does kind of need to play a lot of those extra cards. It's like, it's really hard to fit enough. It's really hard to fit enough of the one-of targets with only 60 cards, you know? Ooh. Little brain action. Little brain action. I cast the Jewel, and I think I'm going to hold up my mana. Reason I'm not casting the Prophet this turn is because they could have lockdown. I guess I could have just not played the Jewel, but yeah, maybe I should have not played the Jewel there. Although, it's kind of close. I really do want to get it into play. Okay, that's fine with me. We go play Sailor, untap, because the Jewel lets me Stone Brain them next turn, which is nice. And now we get to go Brain. I think I'm just going to name Bring to Light. Okay, 1. They did just natty draw the Extinction Event. That's kind of awkward. So they have Omnath, 2 Helixes, Extinction Event, Calling Ritual. It does blow up their own Carried, but we also can't beat it, so... Okay, yeah, I'm dead. Okay, that matchup seems bad, alright? That matchup does not seem very good. Alright, so I've determined that the Niv matchup is unwinnable, and I've determined that the mono-red matchup is also unwinnable. The same does no mana acceleration, so I'm going to ship it. It's a lot of Joels. Fuck it, we ball. This is a we ball situation. Couldn't you just simply win those matchups anyways? Well, you could, but, you know, because they're bad matchups, then that's less likely to happen. You know what I mean? I would like to tap your clue token, please. Get this clue out of here. Cerulean Drake against mono red. Cerulean Drake. What's the text on that one? Remind me again. Is that the, like, 2-mana 1/1 flyer pro red or something? You can like, oh, they took the jewel. You can like sack it to prevent damage or something. If that's the card that I'm thinking of, it's not the worst, but it is kind of narrow. Okay, 2-mana 1/1 flyer, pro red, counter target spell that targets you. The issue is it doesn't protect your looters against Rending Volley, because you can only counter direct burn spells. I mean, 2-mana 1/1 pro red is nice, but they also have Monstrous Rage, which trample is pretty good against the pro red cards, so it might be a little too narrow. Why did I do this? Because I'm stupid, that's why. I mean, it's fine. I can just draw a card with Profit, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can activate this a bunch next turn. I think I should have not played the Harrier Strix and maybe just looted. But this does put more Devotion in play, so it's not the worst. Have I tried the new Jason Pioneer? I tried it in one really, really bad Bant deck that had Kellen joins up as well. I have not tried it in like a more controlling shell. But I think that's maybe the shell that it's better in. It's just like blue-black control with Jace Valky. Because I think people have tried that in Modern, too, to moderate success. I know Dingo was trying that. But I have not quite tried that myself. That's kind of annoying. Okay. We get Juan's spell. No, never mind. We get more than one spell. As a matter of fact, we get as many spells as we want. This is awkward, because this is where I get all my colorless mana from. So if I use the jewel to activate Nykthos, I can't profit. Save a colorless for profit. Oh, so you want to do it this way? And then just profit once to start? Yeah, I guess that's fine. And now I can just play Duelist. Yeah, let's play Duelist. I think this is fine. Oh, they were humans or Convoke. I guess they're just like green-white collected company, I'm guessing. The, what you call it, Tulio special. Although Tulio usually plays Yorion, so not quite the same thing. Shadow of a 10 is good. I downloaded a lot of their stuff. I downloaded a lot of Clone Hero charts. They had like, I think it was 2 different albums. And that shit's really hard to play on Clone Hero. Their guitarist is crazy. Alright, I'll block with my 0-3. My 0-3. Can it Ganja the Duelist, I guess? That's fine. I'm cool with that. I will accept that change. Were there any mono black scam players unfeatured during your time commentating the Legacy event this weekend? We tried our best to keep grief off camera. Because there was a lot of grief at the top tables, which is funny because there ended up being not a lot of grief in the top 8. But at certain points there was quite a bit in at the top tables, so we tried our best to not feature it. It was unavoidable at some point, but we tried. So now that we don't have the Profit in play, we can just go 5. I guess I might as well play the Omen Hawker first. It's kind of just free. Let me go here, activate Strix. Activate Strix again. And then, yeah, we're going to hold the Nykthos. Kill Emperor, hit you with these 2. No, the next deck is going to be the Golgari Roots deck, and then we'll play Boros Exile after that. People get angry when they see grief, or what's the reason? What do you mean? I don't know, it's just like, a lot of people just really don't like the card. The play patterns that are involved with grief are just like, kind of awful, you know? How much do I care about them flipping the invasion? I could trade. I'll just let them flip it, it's not a huge deal. No, I have not played the dock deck yet. It was funny because that was one of the first decks I was going to play because I didn't think I was going to get Slickshots on the very first day. And then we ended up getting Slickshots and I just didn't play the dock deck. Well, I think the thing is, King, is they're so used to it in Modern at this point that they're just sick of it, you know? And like, generally speaking, the grief stuff is still pretty toxic. Like, I understand that Legacy is a format where you can do a lot more toxic things, like, you know, turn 1 reanimate, there's Storm Deck, Show and Tell, there's a lot of toxic things in Legacy, but I think people are just so used to it in Modern at this point that they just don't want to see it anymore, you know? And to be fair, I've been saying for a year and a half that grief should not be legal in Modern. I don't even think that's a hot take anymore. Sacrifice and enchantment. Well, I only have 1 enchantment to sacrifice, so I guess I will sacrifice that enchantment. Alright, let's grift. Let's do a little grifting. How is the Black-Green Vamps list? I've played 2 leagues with it, and I'm 9-1. So, personally, I think it was very good. I liked it a lot. So I guess we get rid of second Nykthos now. We go champ here. I take 5, go to 8. Sure. Another request for waterfalls, which you got in the queue. Question is, can we kill them with profs? It's going to be kind of close. I should have blocked here, I guess. That doesn't really matter that much, right? Prevent 1 of that damage. Yeah, that doesn't matter. So we go 2 mana profs. They're at 8. I might be able to kill them this turn. I guess we're going to be a little short. How much devotion? 6. So we can do this. Discard spell. Actually, this might be lethal. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can even keep the land, right? Just go to combat. Counter here. 4, 8. Alright, everything coming in. So 4, 8, 10 minus 3. Oh no, they got a 1. Right. I forgot about the shield. Okay, well the shield was relevant. Why not play grounds before activate? Because they have an Archon in play. I couldn't cast the grounds that turn. I forgot about the shield. Right as I said the shield was not going to matter. I could have discarded the grounds. I didn't do the math. I thought I had lethal without discarding the grounds, but I didn't do the math. I know. Tandy, thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody from Tandy's stream. We're doing a little bit of cooking today. But counters on Nathan. Oh, yeah, that would have been... That's a good point. I think we still win anyways, but yes, I should have put counters on Nathan. Because now I could just make this big. And animate Hall. Grounds. So now we go... Make blue. 7 mana. We can do this for 1. None of this really matters. Because I'm just going to load up counters on this Strix and animate the other Hall. Bro, if they have Settle the Wreckage, they want it more, alright? They simply just want it more if they have Settle. I don't know what to tell you. Oh no, it comes in a blade tapped! I forgot about that. Whoops. Definitely forgot that my my Nykthos came into play tapped. I knew that. I was testing you. It's fine. You have passed the test, okay? They clearly have something because they're not conceding. Alright, I'm going to go to combat. 10-11. 10-3. Make another giant flyer. Dude, if they have Settle, what do you want from me? If they have Settle, they wanted it more. I'm not playing around Settle the Wreckage. I'm not playing around it. It doesn't exist. Alright, they never... See, I told you, they never have Settle there. So, what do we want against green-white shitters? I'm going to go Aegis over Duelist. Because I want to be able to kill Archon. Quakebringer or Knight of Dusk Shadow. Quakebringer is harder to kill, but Dusk Shadow is, easier on the mana because it's cheaper. And it's not double red, so I'd probably go Dusk Shadow. Everybody keeps asking about Lurrus. At this point, I can't tell if you're trolling or not. Can we just pretend that Lurrus does not exist? Like, can we just erase that part of our mind? I thought about Protection the Killer, but I think I'd rather save Protection for, No. I wanted to save this for, Archon of Emeria. That's why I did it that way. I've been in spots where I could flip Jewel, but I've never actually done it yet. So Devotion does not currently matter. I think what I'm going to do is just draw a card first. Misclicked. It's fine. Not a huge deal. Kind of not punished, because now I can just do this. What am I looking for? Not that. How much do I care about Jankular? Kind of just don't. Oh, well, they have conceded from the game. All right, cool. All right, well, we picked up a 3-2. Again, we lost to what I perceive to be two of the worst possible matchups for this deck, but I do think there is something here. I would like to try and find something a little bit better than Witness Protection. And also, I've noticed a big issue. I've now played 3 leagues with this deck, and I've noticed a big issue with not having enough colorless mana for profit, especially if you either don't draw a Jewel or they kill your Jewel. The only colorless producing source, I guess you have Adarkar and Nykthos, but what's awkward is, like, Profit doesn't really work that well with Nykthos, because you usually want to tap the Nykthos to make a bunch of blue mana. It's possible that maybe you want to cut, like, Seachrome Coast for blue or white deserts, something along those lines. That could be interesting. Duelist was okay. I could maybe see a 3rd copy, but I don't think I'd play 4. But yeah, Witness Protection is a little sketchy, but it is, again, it's a cheap blue permanent, and you need to be able to kill Shieldred, so it does make sense. But if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.